In this video, we're going to be going over some stretches that can be helpful if you have ankylosing spondylitis. They can also be helpful if you have general spine stiffness as well. Depending on the severity of your case, you may find some of these stretches to be a little easier than others. I just ask that you do your best to reach some of these positions. Don't force anything, but when you get into the position, try to find your breath, take a deep breath in and out, and sink a little further into that position and see if it becomes a little bit easier over time. We're gonna start with some simple hip stretches. I'm gonna have you start off by laying on your back. If you need to put a pillow under your head, you can. You're gonna take your right leg, put your foot on the outside of your left knee, and you're simply gonna pull your left knee towards your right. You should feel a little bit of a stretch through this side of the hip here. You're gonna hold it for about 10 seconds, bring it back up, and repeat 3 times. Once you've done that, you're gonna switch, take your left heel, put it on the outside of your right knee, and bring your right knee down to your left. Hold for 10 seconds, then bring it back up, and repeat 3 times. Still here on your back, I'm gonna have you grab the back of your thigh. You're simply going to straighten your knee and bend your foot back towards you. Relax your foot, relax your knee. Straighten your knee, bring your foot back towards you, and relax. If you want a little more of a stretch, if you want to focus a bit more on the hamstring, you can take your fingers, push into the back of the hamstring, and do that same motion. And you can work through different parts of your hamstring, find the area that feels the tightest and focus on that. But I want you to do 12 repetitions on each side. Now we're gonna shift our focus to the spine. So I'm gonna have you get on all fours, space your knees out. Then you're simply gonna rock your backside to your heels, reach your fingertips out in front of you, and think about trying to decompress and elongate your spine. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and I want you to think about feeling your breath or your abdomen expand into the front of your thighs as you inhale. Expand your rib cage, and exhale, let it out. Expand with your inhale. I don't want you to just think about, as you breathe, lifting your shoulders up. I want you to think about breathing out. Expand. Make yourself wide. Once you've done this, I want you to take your right hand and walk it over to your left hand. Okay? You're gonna feel a bit more of a stretch on the outside of your side here. And then you're gonna lean yourself to the right to sink into that stretch a little bit more. Take those same deep breaths and hold here for 30 seconds. Walk your right hand back over to the right and walk your left hand over to your right hand. And then shift over to your left side. Once you've held for 30 seconds, you can come back up. This next one is really important because it works on extension. Extension is really important in AS since a lot of the postural changes bring us into flexion. So we're gonna work on extension. You're gonna lay on your stomach with your hands out in front of you. I want you to work on bringing your elbows back towards you, shoulders down and back, and think about taking your sternum to the floor. This is less of a stretch and more about creating tension in the back. Now this is a good kind of tension because it is tension in extension. Okay? We want to make sure that we are trying to get extension through this position. We want to make sure our spine is nice and long, chin is tucked, and you're simply going to hold this position of tension for about 10 seconds, and then relax. Shake it out and go back into it. Hold for 10 seconds and relax. You're gonna do that 3 times. Now we're gonna work on some rotation. So I'm gonna have you lay on your side. I want your hips and knees to be at 90 degrees and your arms out in front of you. From here, you're gonna reach forward with your top arm. Think about pulling your shoulder blades apart from each other, and then you're gonna open up, go back as far as you can. If you need to put your hand on top of your knees just to help keep them down, you can do that. And then you're gonna come back, reach forward, and open up once again. Do 10 of these on each side. And you can hold that end position for a few seconds if that feels good. So those are a few stretches to help improve mobility, decrease stiffness if you have ankylosing spondylitis or you're simply dealing with stiffness in your back.